like an ordinance for banning marijuana, and any chance to overturn when Paul Chen get on the stage?
Every ordinance, it takes the vote of 3. The first thing you do when you're on council, you learn to count to 3. Any ordinance by one council can be overdone by a different council by 3 to vote. So nothing is permanent, so it takes 3 votes. 3 votes to change an ordinance. So yes, it can be withdrawn. The marijuana dispensary orders and marijuana ordinances in Arcadia, all it takes is 3 votes to do it.
I see. Okay. Next question is that it seemed you did some volunteer activities for our community. Can you give us some example?
Well, since I was a youth myself, I've worked with the youth of our community. To me, youth or children are the most valuable asset that we have. And I spent like 30 years. I got my certified school bus driver's license. I picked up children at school. I gave them athletic training. I brought them back home. I dedicated like 500 hours a year into dedicating to the youth of our community that has, I think, made a difference in our community that still today people thank me for.
Okay, appreciate your work. Thank you so very much.
But Michelle, why, of all that I've done for this community, I've worked to fight crime. I've worked to take care of the taxpayers' dollars wisely. I've invested so much in this community. Naturally born and raised in Arcadia. Why, if I wasn't a white guy, why would they vote for Paul over me, who's done nothing?
Because people needs to be educated. So we're gonna knock at the door and tell the neighbors what you did for our community, like 40 years of volunteers work. This is a really big thing. You work 40 years for our community. This I really appreciate. And I'll let the neighbors know. Don't get hurt about this, because people really need to know the news. What's the truth, right?
You just mentioned at the very beginning you have done something to push something for the World War II Chinese
Yes.
volunteering. Can you introduce that?
Okay. But about 10 years ago, John Wong came in with the Chinese American Citizens Alliance and asked for my help in asking for a formal apology for the Chinese Exclusion Act. But 2 years ago, he came to me again and asked for my help in getting congressional approval for the gold medal for the Chinese World War II veterans. So I worked with him. I called, I helped lobby, and it was a great success. But the success belongs to John and the Chinese American Citizens Alliance.
But you helped.
But I did my part because
Yes.
it was an important thing to do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see.